For months, Marcus had watched in frustration as his carefully tended lawn was torn up. Every evening after work, he would water the grass, trim the edges, and make sure the front yard looked sharp. It was his pride, the first home he had bought after years of saving. But every other day, Patricia, the infamous HOA Karen of the neighborhood, would speed her SUV across his yard as if it were a shortcut to her driveway. The first time, Marcus assumed it was an accident. He approached her politely. "Excuse me, Patricia, but please don't drive over my lawn. I've worked hard on it." She rolled her eyes. "Your driveway is too narrow. This is faster. It's just grass. Get over it." That was the moment Marcus knew he was dealing with someone who thrived on disrespect. Over the weeks, he filed complaints with the HOA. Each one was ignored. Patricia was on the board. He even called the city, but by the time an officer arrived, she had cleaned up her act. The next day, her tires would be back on his grass. One Saturday morning, Marcus caught her SUV cutting across again. He waved his arms and shouted, "Patricia, enough is enough." She smirked, leaned out the window, and sneered, "What are you going to do about it?" Then she revved the engine and left deep tire marks in the turf. Marcus didn't argue anymore. Instead, he came up with a plan. He carefully dug narrow trenches in the soft spots she always drove through, laying down a row of retractable tire spikes just beneath the soil, covered with a thin layer of sod. They were invisible to anyone passing by. To his neighbors, it just looked like Marcus was doing another round of lawn care. The trap was set. A few days later, Patricia came barreling across his yard once again, music blasting in her car. But this time, the loud pop-pop-pop of punctured tires echoed through the street. Her SUV jerked to a halt in the middle of Marcus's lawn, all four tires flattened. Steam hissed from the rims as she stumbled out, red-faced and fuming. "You sabotaged me," she screeched, stomping toward Marcus's porch. Marcus calmly stepped outside with his phone in hand. "No, Patricia, I protected my property, and I've got every moment of this recorded for the police and the HOA. By the time officers arrived, the evidence was clear. Patricia was fined heavily for trespassing and reckless driving, while Marcus faced no penalty at all. From that day on, not only did Patricia stop driving across his lawn, but she avoided eye contact with him altogether. Marcus's yard grew greener than ever, and his quiet victory became the talk of the neighborhood.